March 6th, 2026. How's it going, guys? Well, it looks like we got a little bit of rain today. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about Kansas City. We're going to talk about Independence, Missouri. We're going to talk about crime. We're going to talk about drugs. And we're going to talk about the homeless. Now, this is East 47th Street South, what you're looking at right now. This is one of my security cams. I actually have a TV up on the wall here in the corner, and actually you can see different angles, basically what's going on out in front, because we've had a lot of bad things happen, and there's a lot of bad people that have moved in these rental properties over here. We have cars that sit with their lights on day and night, in and out, and massive stuff going on. Southern Independence needs to take more care to look at, because there's still a lot going on. Now, the ones that do the drugs say, oh, that's crazy. Well, we're going to recap a little bit over the last several years here, what's gone on this street. And you can't deny what you see, definitely. Now, before the AI and all this other system and stuff, like I say, there was the real stuff. And I post all the real stuff. And not good. We got a lot of drugs flowing in and out of here. And they got groups here. They got from where Chrysler at 47th Street is on the corner, on down a little ways on the north side down here. We got a lot of people dealing with stuff, going back and forth, back and forth. We got bikers that run out on 40 highway, these bars and stuff. They go back up to 7-Eleven. They go back across from Costantino's over there by that 777. They go up to that, what is it called? I always get it mixed up. Syntex or whatever up there in Raytown. And up here in Blueview. And that's all they do. So let's take a look and see here. I'm going to show a couple things that were over the last few years. It's been really just a constant. Now, when, like I say, they say, oh, well, no big deal. Well, yeah, it's a big deal. I mean, there's people dying every day of these drugs and stuff. They should be off the street. And these ones that are selling it and doing it, they should be arrested and put in jail. So let's take a look at that. Okay, guys, what I'm about ready to play was a drug deal. It went wrong out here, down here by 47th Street here on East 47th Street South in Willis. And there's so many of them over here in this area. And it's not good. But what happened was they shot this dog during a drug deal. And I want you to hear, I had basically my security cams, they actually have mics on them too out there. And you can hear what the people say. And this guy, I mean, he just laid down and said, you got my effing basically dog, killed your stuff. Let's just take a look at this. He's talking about the dog got killed, drug deal went down, hide his shit. He was talking about drugs. I'm going to play it again, guys. I went back and reversed it here one more time for you guys. So hold on, guys. Okay, guys, here we go. This is right across the street from my house here. And they were stretched down to Willis down there. He's talking about... Okay, what you're going to look at here is the next one. Now, this guy's going down the street, and there's one of these homeless, druggy psychos. And this car honks at him. And he had I don't know if it was like a duffel bag, suitcase or something. He throws it on the ground, and he starts slamming his head down into the concrete, the asphalt, and the bag. Take a look at this, guys.
Watch this, guys. He beats his head on the street. I mean, some of these people are drugged up and high and everything else.
Okay, guys, hold on. We're going to do this one more time.
Else.
Okay, guys. So, I mean, this is a continuous thing over here in Independence. And it just ain't over 47th Street here, but it's all over like that. I mean, we've had incidents from going in restaurants to just, I mean, there was this one gal. I mean, there's things that just stick out in your mind. This guy had a makeshift machete, and she walks into Wendy's over there. Now, in any other state, somebody would have been arrested. Well, not here in Independence, not here in Kansas City. We were in that Wendy's, me and my son. We called Independence Place, and they never even showed up. You know how Independence gets out of it? Well, we're short-staffed, or we got this or that. It's always short-staffed. You know, they never make it to what they need to, which I find that very interesting. I mean, it's crazy stuff. No matter what you deal with out there in Independence, it don't matter if it's zoning, it don't matter if it's animal control. I got some stuff I could even show on that. It's a constant here. And when I called animal control last week on those pit bulls, they said they had one person working the entire area. That's all they have. Now, they're out here, they're working, trying to put gas lines in, these third-party deals and stuff. Maybe they better be doing other different things. They need to get on this crime, but it just ain't all that. Have you seen anybody looked at the streets here in Independence? Between 23rd Street, going down 23rd Street from Chrysler to 291, there are holes this big in the road, this deep, and they have been there for weeks and weeks and weeks, and nothing has been done. And I'm thinking about the only thing they're worried about is all these high-ups worried about putting money in their pocket for this sports deal, this FIFA deal coming in. What a joke. Well, yeah, because they're going to get their money. They're going to get their piece of the pie. So we're going to show some more here. But when I went by 7-Eleven this morning, there was a truck that was sitting on the back side over here. And what kills me, we got bikers. We got construction guys that are dealing drugs here. We got lawn care services that do it. Now, you might say, oh, that's crazy. No, it ain't crazy. Even when my father worked for basically Hudson and Coke Marketing, and he ran 11 convenience stores and stations, and he had to deal with all these people, there was stuff going on that you wouldn't believe that went down in these convenience stores. And there's a lot of people out here that are dirty here in Kansas City. And these people need to be looked at. You can't, it's just like they just try to, and Independence's idea is like, well, until something happens, until you got a dead body or something, you don't have to worry about it. I think that's about it. And that's about Kansas City's attitude, too, on all this. But that's crazy. There is stuff that's preventable. I mean, we just had a person get killed over here on Noland Road that head-on collision. Now, I haven't heard all the details. I tried to look some of this up. Come across Facebook, on my Facebook deal there. And supposedly there's a van crossed over and hit another one head-on. But then I got thinking about this for a little bit. Now, wait a minute. If you're doing 35 miles an hour, another vehicle is doing 35 miles an hour, and you see the car coming head on at you, wouldn't you swerve to get out of this car's way even? I mean, were both of them doing excessive speed? Now, I mean, there are certain things that cause wrecks. People can have a medical condition. They can have a heart attack. But most of these things are not heart attacks. Most of these things are either drug-related, alcohol-related, mostly drugs. Now, you might say, well, what are you talking about? Is that... Well, let's go back to Sonic on on Noland Road over here. And there was a vehicle that hit that Sonic. The Sonic was closed down for, I don't know, a year and a half almost. I don't know why that was too, because if the guy would have had insurance, you would have thought insurance would have paid for it. And when the person slammed into the vehicle and died, but that's another thing too. I can't get over. It was so traumatic when it was traveling such high rate of speed that some of the windows on the backside of this building shattered. Can you imagine what the speed, the impact, the vibration? But then I question, well, sure, like I say, medical conditions do happen. It does happen. People do have heart attacks and die. I mean, it can't happen. Most of this is usually drug related. So I'm going to show that real quick if I find it on my phone. And then we're going to show something else. But this deal just took place a couple days ago. Me and my son was coming back on Noland. And I said, I wonder what they got blocked up there by Truman over there. And sure enough, you couldn't see anything. They had it blocked down there on the next street. I was at 39th, I think, down. And I can't imagine. This had to be something more. This had to be something more. Because even if you were a good driver and you could avoid, even if you had to slam into somebody else, if you seen something, if you didn't want to take that impact, and we have airbags on most of these vehicles today, you shouldn't end up dead unless the speed was real excessive here. Unless somebody was really coming down on it. Now there's a motorcycle, yeah. But a vehicle, a car, I don't know. I've been in wrecks before. I was T-boned up here on 40 Highway when there used to be Southern Lumber Company. Young kid come out one day and it was a 69 Chevelle. He come out, he was doing 55 miles an hour. I was up here, I was doing about 35. This was before there was even a light up here to be able where there was a light up here, 40 Highway and 47th Street. And he T-boned me. He knocked me 2 lanes over. But, I don't know. I mean, you figure you have to do the math. 35, 55. 35 and 35, that's 70 miles an hour. Who'd want to take a hit-on hit? And why wouldn't you try to avoid that? I don't know. But that just seems way too fast for something like that. But let's take a look at this real quick. Hold on. Okay, guys. So here it is right here. Driver dies after his vehicle slammed into the drive-in restaurant. Now, I could never even figure out how this vehicle got over this way that far at that rate of speed, knocked down the canopy even. In the front, unless somebody else had went over there and knocked the front glass out, it shattered the glass down on the back end of this building. So I don't think so. I think this was from the impact. And I thought, my God, this had to be, who knows, 80, 100 miles, probably 100 miles an hour. How do you get up to 100 miles an hour on Noland Road here? Now, we're not talking about going from 40 Highway on out to, say, Knobtown here in Raytown or out Lord's Lee, Lee Summit out there. We're talking from 40 Highway to 23rd Street. Where can you drive that at that rate of speed? So I'm thinking, I don't know. But I like I say, that's crazy. So hold on, guys. All right, guys. So you can't make this stuff up. So here's thank heaven for drugs and 7-Eleven here on 40 Highway in Chrysler. Now you see this vehicle. And it's sitting back there on that back side. I also love the ones that also back into 7-Eleven. Who backs into a convenience store? You got what? The left, the woke group, the ones that want chaos, disaster, destruction. Come on. If you go into a convenience store, you go in there, get a candy bar, get a Coke, get some gasoline. What are they doing? But see, they run drugs back and forth, back behind 7-Eleven. They go all the way over there to that 7-7. They cross over through that church area, too. People don't realize that. But this over here, this is just interesting. But this is sitting here. Now, it takes me about 25 minutes to go from my house on East 47th Street over to 291 and 23rd Street where my son works out. I dropped him off for work, picked him up. So I left, okay, this vehicle was still sitting there when I came back. Now, how is that possible? Now, I pulled my body cam out. I go back and use even the dash cam part, and I'll show you guys. Because this is just like, and nobody thinks to look at this is a hot spot. This is where you deal the drugs if you're undercover for the bikers and down on 40 highway and down by where Doc Holliday's was and on all the way down here on 40 highway with all these bars. That's what this does. But man, we got it made. See, you got to prove it. Well, one thing what you can do is sit here on and off across the way and watch. And when they pull out on this street, because a lot of them don't have tags. They have like say their tail lights. Sometimes their headlights are out. Well, then see you can stop and check that person out, see, legally. And but when I've said here and I video, actually you can video and watch them hand the drugs to one another. What do you have to have, man? Now, maybe this guy was just sitting there, maybe he had a antique he was going to sell. And we all go, you're supposed to go, it's probably safer to go like, if you go to parking lot, kind of like maybe, police parking lot or something. If you're going to sell something to somebody, if you're so scared that, if they're going to come to your house. I've never ever worried about that myself. If I sell something, I just sell it from the house, whatever I got to sell. But it just makes you wonder, So hold on. All right, guys. So I hit this in black and white to show that basically this was my second pass. Okay. And guess what? It's still sitting there. Well, man, don't you just love these woke and these other ones that, I think we're all sick of this stuff, really. And, these drugs that have caused all these people to, so many people have died from this stuff too. I mean, man, they need to get on this stuff. This is just a joke. So like I say, I drove all the way out to 291, 23rd, all the way back. It's still sitting there. Well, I guess if you're worth the woke group, they better check. Sitting there running that engine, you're damaging the environment. All that fume, all those gasoline fumes. What do you think, guys? So hold on, buddy. All right, guys. So what I want to show you, you see all these blocks. Now, all these blocks are on my SD card for my dash cam. And these are, I got it set for 3-minute segments. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now, this is when I pulled back in the driveway 11. So we'll go back and we'll just say 10. So 10, what? Let's see. 3 minutes times 10, that'd be what? 30 minutes. Okay, so that's how long that vehicle sat there. Give it exact deal here. So let's just do this real quick to see. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. Now, hold on. We're going up the street. So I want you guys to see this. This is insane, man. This is insane. Hey, maybe we'll take a look at those big craters here that Independence has got. Maybe somebody could spend a couple $2 on or something to pat some of this asphalt over here. I mean, shoot, we got 30 guys walking around over here about a gas line. It's interesting, too, because, some of these people that work in this area, I don't know. I sometimes think there's some favoritism played. We'll talk about that later, but let's just go with this for right now. There's some other things that we need to talk about, but let's just see where this truck. Okay, so there's the truck right there. Okay, so there's the truck, guys. So I'm going to speed this through, and we're just going to go through it. So, I'm going to speed through it. We're going to go zooming through here. Just to prove my point. Because, I mean, you know, us ones on the right side, that's what we have to show that we have evidence. You know, it's the other ones that seem like they can get away with everything underneath the sun. So we're hurrying down through here. Oh, and this deal down here, 23rd, this BP, it's still got stuff going. Last several days, I could go back and show there was stuff hanging out in front. As soon as they walk away from it, yeah, the mice are out doing their stuff again, right? Okay, so let's just see here. We're going up here. I think this is some kind of like little, you got a church, and I think there's a hair salon or something. Well, there's one. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. If I can slow this down. Okay, there's one right there. There's a good sized crater right there. I'm gonna slow this down. And let's see if I can just do a little bit more. Come on, guys. Let's see if I get this. That didn't stop on me. Well, shoot. I think you guys can see it, though. Wonder why it's not stopping right away. Move it a little further back and I'll try one more time. One more time. See if we can get this here. There we go. Oh, I did it. Look at that hole. That's just one of several. There is one, even I think larger than that on down here, guys. Oh, there's one you have to, oh, this is it. This is it. The car is going to fall on this one. Look at that one, man. Look at that. That's probably a foot deep, and, you know, and nothing's been done here in Independence. Nothing. See the academy, I think that's some kind of academy, salon, something, I don't know. I think that's where the gals go learn how to cut hair. Look at that hole. This is Independence. This can't see. This is Independence. And it's all the way on down. And there's some coming even back from 291 that's like this. Not as large, but these are the large ones there. Now, you would think this would get repaired. This has been like this for several weeks. Not a couple days, several weeks. But I thought I'd go ahead and show that to you. So hold on, guys. You know, that's just nuts. See, there's another one right there. I don't know if you can see that one right there. It's a smaller one. So we're going to zoom down here. And I'm going to jump ahead, and I'm going to head back here because I don't want to use all my time up here. So we're going to go back. So we're heading back. We're going back through real quick here. There's some holes off to the side here coming back too. It wasn't too great. All right, so let's just get on back up here. I'm going to zoom in on a little bit quicker so I can get to it. Okay, so surely, let's not forget the truck. Surely the truck, after 30 minutes, more than that, probably about 32, but we'll just say 30. So give everybody the benefit of the doubt. Well, there's the truck over there, guys. See it right there? Still sitting there. Man, its headlights are still on. Could it be? Oh, no. Well, look. Now, everybody goes through I can say, this shows right here. I mean, come on, man. And then we had another one standing off to the side over here in front. You know, unreal. Now, hold on. And we got pit bulls. Now, they use the pit bulls. They use the Rottweilers because they like using them for protection for when they're dealing the drugs. And this was, I think it was last week here. Yeah. And several pit bulls. Now, there was two running around just over in my area here. And it's like, well, oh, that can't be. Well, let's just go a little bit further with this. So we're going to go back here real quick for a second to, oh, thank heaven, 7-Eleven. And we're going to show you what they're running with these dogs too. Now, I bet you if you went up to any of these homeless people, and I bet you seen if these dogs had rabies vaccination or whatever else, I bet they don't. And I bet they don't have tags. So let's just take a look. Hold on. Okay, so here's great old 7-Eleven. Oh, thank heaven for 7-Eleven. Right? And what I'm going to show you real quick, there's a vehicle sitting over here, and I don't think you can probably see the guy, but there's a guy standing here. And this vehicle had an expired temp tag on it. It's one of those hoopty cars. I call it the hoopty cars. You see this is one of the homeless, but see this over here? You know what that is? That's another pit bull, man. Let's see if I can blow this up a little bit more. That is a pit bull right there. And that's what they run. And crazy stuff, guys. But you can't make this stuff up. This is Kansas City. This is Independence, Missouri. I mean, do they really need dogs if they can't even, if they're not even capable of taking care of themselves? Here we go again. I mean, man, I don't know. Not good. So hold on, guys. Okay, you see this is another pit bull. I called on I got it written down. Hold on just a second, guys. Okay, so I called on, let me see here. This was on, I called on Tuesday, February 24th at 9:37 a.m. And they didn't open till 10. Then I called back. It was around 12:50 on the pit bulls. It was roaming around in my yard and stuff. And they told me so that they only had one gentleman working the whole area. The whole area. So then the next day, what you're looking at here, this was on Wednesday. Now this is a couple, 3 houses up on the north side across the street from me. And this is another pit bull roaming. Now hold on. Well, now it's in between those two vehicles right there. Nobody was outside at all. And this pit bull, now, here you go again. So hold on. Here's another shot. It was down over in this other yard over here. So we got pit bulls running around here. I'm not much of a dog person. I had a couple dogs. I've always been a cat person. I actually don't have no animals at the present time. And, the thing of this is there's been so many people killed by the pit bulls and the Rottweilers. If you want a dog, get you a hound dog, get you a German Shepherd, get you a Doberman Pinscher. Why do you have to have these? I mean, unless you're doing other bad things. It's just another joke here. 3 weeks ago, guy here, Kansas City area or whatever, Independence, Kansas City or whatever, a friend of this guy's dog, all of a sudden it just decided to get wild and killed his friend. I mean, do you want to take a chance on a dog that can kill you? I mean, that, not too many brain cells are firing on some of these people. I mean, on some of this stuff. Now, not good, guys. Hold on. Now, this is up on 40 Highway down by Salvador's. And I don't know if you guys probably don't even remember where the Taco John's used to be at. Where's the Taco John's up there by that thrift store up there? Actually, a guy had it. He did a pretty good business. The one that owned it up there, but it was just a small little place. This guy here, I think this guy had a weapon. I think it was I don't know if that was I think it was a crowbar that he had in his hand. But this is the stuff that's walking around over here. I mean, in the Independence area, in Kansas City. And this is a constant. I mean, I couldn't show this many videos, these many photos, these many pictures, if it is not a constant and something that should be dealt with. And it needs to be dealt with because it's not stopping. And I don't know. So hold on, guys. All right, guys. We're going to wrap this up pretty quick. Check out the time. Look at that vehicle up there at the top of the hill up here on this right side. Supposedly this is supposed to be a person that has a cleaning place, but this goes on all night long. Last night, or night before last, in 45 minutes, there was 5 or 6 in and outs. I wonder what's going on here in Independence here. That's crazy stuff, isn't it? Very crazy stuff. All right, guys, let's just take a look at this. I don't know, what is it? Okay, there's one. Okay, there's 2. Let me get this to go down. There's 2. This is late at night. Sure didn't pass anything. Hold on, guys. Let's see. Don't want to. Oops, wait a minute. There's 3. This is 44. It was like I say, 4 or 5 times they ran in there in 44 minutes. Why would that be? Late at night, in and out, in and out. Everybody, I don't do that. Anybody, I don't know. Anybody that's in a normal kind of deal, I don't get it, man. But when you're running up at Blueview or 777, these other places, that's crazy stuff. Something Independence Police, Jackson County Sheriff needs to be taking a look at. I've been out here for a long time, guys. I've seen people come, seen people go. There's been bad people and there's been good people, but man, there's a lot of stuff going on out here on 47th Street. All right, guys, so we're going to wrap her up right now. And a lot of stuff going on. Still a lot of drugs moving back and forth and out there and stuff. And I don't know. I'm thinking about all these guys. I must have seen 30 guys yesterday digging for gas line around here. I'm thinking, well, what's going to happen if the earth does get quaking and shaking? Where you're going to have one little block that's going to be left because we got the pipelines in there, but I don't know. I mean, we're talking this structure of all these pipes and lines here are so old. I mean, they would have to be laying miles upon miles upon miles, and I don't see them doing that. They go, well, do you take one? There's a section up in Raytown that they were doing, and I don't know. And it's taken them. It took them months. Well, one area down by this, I can't remember what that other little shopping center is up in Raytown. They had a section of pipe. It might have been maybe, I don't know, maybe close to a block long. So what's that one little section going to do if all this stuff goes? I don't know. I can see them maybe replacing boxes maybe where there's check valves to where if something went wrong it would shut the gas off. I could see that. And then but they need to be getting out there doing a lot more. Hopefully they'll get those holes patched over there on 23rd Street sometime, maybe in few months from now. Anyway, guys, got to have a little bit of fun. It's raining today, and keep your eyes open. Don't get bit by any of those pit bulls and Rottweilers here in Kansas City and Missouri, too. Now, I actually have seen a couple people down here off 23rd Street, off Chrysler, that were walking their dogs, normal dogs, and they had them on a leash. They had them collared. You could even see they had a tag on them. But these people, I don't ever see tags on these dogs either. So something that needs to be enforced here. I mean, last year down in Texas, there were massive people that got killed by these dogs. So something to be aware of. And nothing to be taken lightly here either. And since we only got one guy in the whole city to go out and check on stuff, you might be waiting a while. Anyway, guys, keep your eyes open and stay safe out there.